of a detailed instruction on how to give this sheet a go. So you're each going to have an individual one. Mine says goals sheet. Yours, you'll find, will say goals sheet. If I could spell my name, Craig Robinson, or whatever your name is will be up there. So you can put your name here, Craig. And today's date, for me, I'm doing this on Friday, so it's the 24th of April 2020. That's just say if you want to refer back to it later. Now, the key for when you're doing goals, if you want to make them successful, is making them SMART. So that's S-M-A-R-T, SMART goals, which is an acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time limited. If you do these things, you'll find you have a good goal that can be achieved, and you're far more likely to be successful. Now, the stats show that people who have a written goal are 93% more likely to achieve it than people who simply have a goal in their head. If you don't have a goal at all, then you're hardly likely to achieve it because you don't even know where you're going. So this gives you a target to aim towards. So the first thing is specific. What do we mean by specific? Well, we're talking about three areas: personal, career, and wellness. Now, you might say in 5 years' time, your wellness, I want to be fit and healthy. Personally, I want to be happy. Well, happy isn't very specific. And it's also the other next thing is measurable. How do you measure happiness? Now, we had an apprentice who I went through this with years ago. He said that for him it was 1, 5 and 10 years. In 10 years' time, he wanted to be happily married with kids. Now, we worked on that together in a workshop. That what we came up with was what would happily married look like to him. Now, the goal in the end we came up with went something like this, that in 10 years' time, he would be married with 2 kids. He would be going out once a fortnight with his wife on a date night with just the 2 of them, and they'd be going away for 3 family holidays a year and 1 weekend a month with the kids, and the kids would be excited about going. Now, he came to that because it was quite specific, as you can tell, and you can measure it. Is he going on the holidays? Is he going on the date nights? Now, the date nights were simple. He said, if in 10 years' time, my wife and I aren't happy, there's no way we're going to want to spend one-on-one time. We'll go and spend time with our friends. He'll spend time with his friends. She'll spend time with hers. If they're wanting to go out and spend one-on-one time together every fortnight without the kids and without anyone else, he said that would be an indicator that they were happily married. It's not a perfect indicator, but it's a fairly good one for him. That's what he came up with. For the kids, he said, well, he wanted to be going on holidays, so therefore he's spending time with them. But if it's, we're going to drag you around to, all of these great sites that you can see and all these natural wonders, kids may not like that. But if they're going to places that they're excited to go, and he's excited to go, and his wife's excited to go, then they're doing things as a family, where they found things they're all worked together on to go, this is an awesome holiday, let's do it together. So he came up with a specific and measurable goal. Achievable. Is it achievable? If I said that my goal was to win the gold medal in the 100-metre sprint at next Olympics, it's not achievable. It doesn't matter how determined I am, how fit I get. It doesn't matter what my diet is. I'm coming up to 40. I'm not going to be running against 21-year-olds and winning the gold medal at the Olympics. So it's not achievable. So make sure it's achievable. If, you say, hey, I'm a big believer in we have no limits. So if you want to set massive career goals or wellness goals or personal goals, go for it. Just make sure they are actually achievable. Are they relevant? So most of the time you find in this category they will be relevant because we're putting them into specific categories. But are they relevant to the personal, your wellness or your career? And it's just making sure that realistically it's more appropriate to say your 12-month goals. If in 5 years' time, personally, you want to be happily married with kids, but in 3 years' time, you want to be going out and partying with your mates every weekend. Well, that might not be relevant to that one. In 2 years' time, to have met someone, married them, and gotten kids in 2 years, pretty big ask. So is it relevant along the way? Most people don't have too much trouble with these two. Time limited, we've already got it set because we've got the timeline set for you. If you don't set a time frame, then if you go, I want to be really successful, I want to run a marathon. That might be your wellness goal. When? Well, you could wait 40 years and do it. You could do it in 20 hours, as you see some of those guys doing in those marathons. Fine, you still did it. But when? Whereas if you say in 5 years or in 12 months' time, I want a marathon, right, well, that really puts the pressure on, when you've got to achieve it by. So these are already time limited. Achievable and relevant, most guys don't struggle with. So these are the two I want you to think about. Make it specific and make it that you can measure success. Did you or didn't you do it? So for me, personally, I've got a baby due in 2 months. So my 12-month goal might be around where I'm at with my wife. A new baby's always traumatic in the family. It changes how things are going to be. So I want us to be a family that is functioning well together. And I've got 3 happy, healthy kids who are all getting along. You know, my career goal, well, in 12 months' time, I would like to be stepping down from the construction manager role. In fact, in 12 months' time, I would like to have stepped down from the dynamic CM role and hand it over to an in-house successor. Now, I'm not sure if you guys realise that we've never had a construction manager in our history, and that's 10 years of history, who wasn't at first a carpenter for us. Brad being the exception, but he still worked for us. Every single person who's ever been in this role has been promoted from within. So I'm looking for someone who's going to be promoted from within over the next time, and I would like to get this place systemised and then step down and have someone who's going to step into this role full time. Wellness, what are my wellness goals? Well, with a new baby, I'm not going to have any big races that I'm going to target for in the next 12 months because I want to spend my time with the family. But I still want to be able to do what I'm doing now. So I might say, it might be around run 5Ks in under 20 minutes, which isn't a big stretch really, but it keeps me knowing that I'm fit. Able to do, I don't know, I'll be ambitious. I want to be able to do 100 push-ups in 20 minutes. Or I want to be able to do 50 push-ups without stopping. Now, that just keeps my level of fitness at a certain point where I go, cool, I know that in 12 months' time, that's what I'm doing. 3 years' time, it might be I'm going to run a marathon. So if you can do that for each of these and try and make sure they're specific and measurable, then I will sit with you guys and go through them next week and we can shore it up from there. If you have got any questions, feel free to text me over the weekend or whenever, and I look forward to chatting with you guys over the next fortnight.